favorite players. I say this a lot, but honestly, it's always true. It's always true. These are actually two of my favorite players in a way. I'll go into it in detail, of course. In the bottom right side, we have ourselves a blue Terran player. Absolute friendly chap indeed. Love talking to him, and he is he's going to be moving pretty soon, apparently, tomorrow. So he's a little bit tired. He had to be on the move. He had to be getting ready. And I'm not quite sure if that's, extra adrenaline for him to play this game, or if that is just a little bit of extra weight on his shoulders as he's trying to move through this best of 9. We'll have to wait and see, of course. Anyways, from Team NV, he is Bunny. There we have it. Team Anime. They keep updating their waifu picture, aren't they? It's like they rotate between the waifu. I wonder whose waifu that is. Anyway, in the top left side, we have ourselves a red Protoss player. He is from Alpha X. Of course, because he is Alpha X, first and foremost, but also because he's a new kind of face, fresh start for Protoss in a sense, on the block. He's not that young, of course. He did make a comeback into StarCraft 2 at some point, which is why, he's still one of the newer ones. But anyway, he is Zoun. Always love his strategies. He can get a little bit cheesy now and again, get a bit aggressive, but he does so in a very clean way, in a very clean style. And he gets himself into some marvelous positions because of this. Trying to get a bit of a block going on there will not be happening here for now, of course. Oh, gets a little bit of a delay here, doesn't he? Look at that. Another SCV has to be pulled down. That's annoying. That's a little bit bothersome, isn't it? Clean micro here, getting his shields recharged again, and is this gonna happen one more time? I mean, Bunny did go for the reactor instead of a Reaper, which is allowing Zoun to do this, so a very good read on Zoun's part here, being like, alright, well, I mean, I can just force you to continuously pull another SCV off the line. I'm fine with that, and yeah, makes it work rather nicely, What's up, Sun Lily? How you doing? Also, Alpha X, I think that must be Sushi, right? Probably Sushi. What's up, Sushi? And let's see, over here we have the Stargate opening from Zoun. Alright. Zoun, a player where you don't really know what to expect most of the time, right? He's not somebody that will just go standard, even though he does do this sometimes. Right, sometimes you will just see him grab either a couple of Phoenix at the start into the Colossi, or maybe he's gonna do with the blink. First and foremost, get himself a little bit of a blink opening, and then try to gain control of the matchup that way. I like how he's scouting around. He knew that there was a reactor first on that barracks, so he is anticipating somewhat of a drop coming in here, because, well, you make Hellions or Widow Mines not for defensive purposes most of the time. You do want to try to get offensive with them. A couple of Marines here also actually coming in to help, interestingly enough. It's a weird bit of a timing, isn't it? Alright, so what is Bunny's plan right here? He's just marching across right now with those, with the Hellions and the Marines. 2 Widow Mines and a Medevac behind this. So it could just be a little bit of a follow-up later on, maybe with the Hellions and the Marines. Maybe that's going to be enough firepower here to gun down the Adepts, actually. I mean, it's quite a bit. Needs to get the AoE damage, though, onto those Adepts, I'd say. Didn't quite manage to do that with the Hellions, and also the Phoenixes, of course, here, coming in to help out quite a bit. And, yeah, ultimately, this didn't do much here, unfortunately, for Bunny. Kind of interested in seeing what his real plan was there. And of course, Bunny, you know what? He is a fearless man. He's seen the death of the drop already coming in with seeing the Phoenixes there. He's just like, you know what? Now that you know that now that you know that I know that you have Phoenixes, you probably don't expect me to be coming in with a drop anymore, do you? And well, oh dear, I think he may be anticipating this. Alright, come on and slam. On the overcharge button, there we go. Alright, well, no Phoenixes here just quite yet. Needs to make a dash for it. There we go. He is over, he's over solid ground now, so Can start dropping the Widow Mines, but the Widow Mines, yeah, just lift it up. Nothing too much to worry about there. It's gonna shoot... well... This is interesting. Oh! Okay, still picked off right now. Matter of fact, back in this dead space area, I think it is just trying to hide in case those phoenixes are going to chase it down or attempt to chase it down. Needs to be careful. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what this Medevac's plan is. It's an interesting one. That is an interesting one. So yeah, so far, pretty much all of the attempted aggression here from Bunny kind of falling flat. Kind of not going anywhere, right? He did get himself a 3rd CC behind this as well, so he still has a little bit of a potential follow-up here where he can continue onwards. If this was a more dedicated type of attack, then, you know, I would be more worried, but any type of real attack across the field, any type of real timing attack, is going to have a lot less firepower right now. Off of the 3 base, of course. Highly doubt, actually, that he will be moving out anytime soon. Doesn't have any type of splash damage at the moment. It's going to require some more Widow Mines, or, well, at least the whatchamacallit, the siege tanks. The siege Rouge. +1/+1 coming up now as well. Lining up rather nicely with the Stimpack and the Combat Shield. So I would anticipate him to be coming in here with the Widow Mines momentarily. So that is kind of finishing up. That's a bit of an opportunity, perhaps. Seeing how the Phoenixes aren't that fantastic against straight-up fights. But instead, Bunny once again gonna go for these drop plays. And I mean, sure, if you still get in there, it could be fantastic. It definitely could, but... I mean, Zoun is as well prepared as you're gonna get against this type of stuff, right? He has how many Phoenixes? He has 5 Phoenixes just in the middle of his base. Pretty much capable on a short hotkey, most likely. Without Drilling Claws, you're not gonna get yourself into the ground, I feel like, before those Phoenixes arrive. As long as Zoun is not not dozing off at his computer screen, which I highly doubt. Anyway, well, here we go. Multi-prongs may impact this a little bit as well, of course. Maybe cause Zoun to be a little bit distracted here with those Phoenixes going elsewhere. Where are the Phoenixes now? More so in the main base. Alright, so buying a bit more time even further, but that's a lot of a lot of damage right on top of the Widow Mines right there. Not quite finding anything into the ground there. And okay, yeah, I mean... Does Bunny? Okay, well, this is typical Bunny as well, isn't it? Goes for the drop into the main base. 3 Medevac's filled up to the brim with some units right now. Still has a couple more supporting units on the bottom side there. A lot of Marauders with the Widow Mine as well. The Marauders, yeah, unprotected actually with Marines there. The Marines are going to have to stick close unless if the Phoenixes are going to get themselves some free pickings there. Widow Mine unburrows. The other one goes off onto the Phoenixes and... Well, I mean, it's not a lot being, you know, achieved here, is there? Oh. Oh, wait, hold up, hold the phone. Maybe this will be a little bit better. Gets the shield battery. No. Again, not quite finding a lot of work here, unfortunately. Somebody has become a manager 3 times in the chat. That is impressive. We expect 3 times the managerial work coming out of you. Alright, so this is going a little bit sour for Bunny so far. Surprisingly enough, he's still in a playable position, I want to say. But I would like to see some sort of attack switch up. The EMP and on shockwaves is coming in here, so that's going to help out. We're also seeing the +1 airship weapons also coming in. They should be able to maintain some, you know what, extra firepower for the Vikings, whether it be Vikings or Liberators, if we're going to get Liberators at some other point in time. Could both be pretty darn good against what Zoun is doing here. Who's going for the, well, for the Robo tech. Grabbing the Disruptors right now after getting himself a solid count of the 3 Colossi. That's all you need. That's all you need. Oh man, he's so smart, isn't he? Look at that, just being like, alright, well, you're pushing me on the left side, let me just send an hallucination to the right, make sure that I'm not being flanked, I'm trying to be pulled out of position, and that on its own already, you know what? A nice little cluster of defensive setup there, stationary defenses being picked off right now. Bunny, just don't do the Droom drops anymore for a moment, up until up until you deal with those Phoenixes, please. Giving me a heart attack, just thinking about it. Alright, more stuff coming in on the right. Oh, there it is. I was like, what am I hearing? What's shooting? Quick cancel. Couple of zealots there being able to keep away Bunny from a 5th base. He's going to start it up immediately here on the top side of his swath. Needs to micro backwards a little bit on the right side. It looks like he has a much better chance of making something work here. Oh, the shield battery overcharge really maintaining that Colossus right now. That is a lot of healing that just took place. Quite a nifty little building, isn't it? Bunny, of course, could have tried to EMP the shield. Well, I guess that doesn't really work when you overcharge it. I guess he could have tried to just target down the Colossus a bit more so with the Marauders as well. That would have worked out also. And in the top left side, we have ourselves, again, well, right, the 3 Colossi. Disruptors now also in the mix. And from Bunny, we don't have siege tanks, nor do we have liberators. Nothing really to zone out Zoun with his disruptors here. So it could be becoming a little bit scary here. Oh, wait a moment. Nukes. Alright, well, that may not be coming into fruition here, unfortunately. The nuke may actually be nipped in the butts here before it actually ever becomes an actual thing. It's unlucky, guys. That would have been cool, right? This is why you don't build your Ghost Academy at the front side of any base. You do it at the back side of your own base, alright? Your main base, make it secret, make it safe. And that way you can always have that one Hail Mary remaining, the nuke. Maybe you're going to be able to nuke the army somehow. It happens. It happens. Does it happen often? No, not really, but it happens. These DTs definitely finding some damage right now. Needs to scan and take him out. There we are. Oh, one of them does manage to just wiggle himself out of that location again. The base rate so far not going extremely into favor for Bunny, I want to say. Just has less bases here. The building's more spread out for Zoun as well. Bunny's going to be put back onto a 2-base economy, but at least Bunny does have the bigger army here, right? He has somewhat of a force that will be able to contest this force of Zoun as well. I'm just kind of hoping for Bunny that he will not just lose it all due to some disruptor shots, which is still very much possible, of course. Very much possible. And with the production going down here for Zoun, actually, oh, that could be a lot of trouble. Okay, recall comes in as well. Bunny can still, of course, Doom drop himself out of this location, but there's already Phoenix and a Void Ray waiting for this event. Oh, the Vikings getting shot down by the Archon and a lot of Stalkers as well. So now there's not really a good response to these Colossi right here, but this is still a very good trade for Bunny. Even though Zoun has quite the supply, or well, sorry, not the supply, the bank doesn't really have the way to increase this. Oh dear, did we just see that? Oh god, that's a lot of death. Alright, are we gonna go just back to our own bases now and be like, alright, well, let's continue this game? We very well may. I mean, Bunny still has some mining going on. He still has his infrastructure at home. Can just move his main base, of course, towards the 4th base location. And Zoun still has these 2 relatively healthy mining bases. Actually, 3 of them here. But he lost a lot of his tech, so he's gonna have to rebuild some of this. But looks like he still has some stuff available. So let's take a look at what survived. So we still have the fleet beacon over here. We have a single robo facility. No robo bay though. And 2 stargates overall. That's about it. Well, how many gateways do we have, actually? 11 gateways, so it's going to be very gateway heavy from here on out for Zoun, which could benefit Bunny, right? Because just the bio units here should be able to trade relatively well against just straight up gateway forces without much other support. Could start seeing some carriers perhaps being entered into the mix as well, but we don't have any air weapon upgrades, so I don't know if that would be advisable. A lot of medevacs also still maintaining here, trying to keep the marauders all healthy, disease free. Okay, I think with this third base now mining as well, the income for Zoun should be going up a little bit here, but it doesn't look to be the case. Bunny, I mean, he's still poking here. He's keeping his army on the right side. Now, left side less defended for now, but it looks like the move out from Bunny does get spotted rather early on, so I think we're going to get another warp in here from Zoun, and he should be okay against what is coming this way. There we go. Sends this army on the right side also over this side, though. Could be a mistake, with the army for Bunny still on the right side as well. Yeah, Zoun realizing that this is unnecessary, right? Just gonna keep all the stuff here. Safe way of doing things. Another base being taken by Bunny. I cannot believe that after a base trade, we're just kind of like, alright, well, let's back up. Both be back on 3 bases. Maybe rebuild some tech. And then we continue. We continue from a place where either of us can win this one. How many... Oh, he did lose all the disruptors here. I think that is a really big deal. As we saw, one of the main ways that Zoun was kind of maintaining a real foothold here in the defense. Bunny getting on top of the base on the left side now. The army has been growing substantially for him. He's continuously just parade pushing into this, as Zoun has kind of neglected reinforcing this location. Just kind of being whittled down, and now sends in the Colossi from the right side, but ultimately then, I mean, yeah, that leaves this right side undefended, so Bunny will be able to find more stuff over there. Okay, more disruptors now finally back on the menu, will be coming in again. We'll be trying to get somewhat of a playable position re-obtained here for Zoun, who's actually starting to get into a little bit of trouble. Unless if Bunny starts to take fights that he's not supposed to. But then again, I suppose that is still giving him a bit of a momentum here on the right side. So he's still just kind of getting units, getting the gateways, and remember, that is most of the production right now for Zoun. He needs these gateways to stay alive. Well, he needs to just, well, at least keep these robos alive, right? Those are probably the main, the main important things. Oh, that is rough. Alright. Another fight here on the left side. Looks like more units from Zoun are going to go down. But he is counter-attacking this time around. He will be pushing towards the base of Bunny once more. Attempting to go for the base trade situation. His Nexus falls, so this is going to be a lot of pressure for him to make something work here. Needs to get this to go into his favor right now, right here, and the base trade situation overall looks less favorable for him than it did the previous time. We have Liberators now as well coming in, and that is kind of shutting down any type of real effort here from Zoun. Is he needs to have those disruptors with his forces. Okay, finds these medevacts, that's nice. Gets another one. Oh yeah, no, just barely doesn't. Thought he was gonna target the other one. Oh, this is cute. Just having a medevac be like, alright, well, where are these disruptors now? I mean, as long as he knows where those disruptors are, that's gonna be a massive advantage overall. And the unit that really punishes you if you're not paying attention fully. Bunny here, Bunny, come on, Bunny! Needs to get himself into a good position to try and hold this. Needs to get those Liberators over there. And Zoun needs to get some good disruptor shots. And it looks like he may be able to, right? Oh, goes for the blink forwards. That's quite the daring move. He's going to lose a couple of units, but takes out 2 Liberators. Very nice. And, well, Bunny's not sitting still either. He will be coming in here Oh, nice run around the Rosie, immediately flanking those Liberators. Disruptors once again trying their best to get some shots off. Not finding too much damage just quite yet, and is gonna lose another one of his next here. Oh, no, never mind. That is a big Disruptor shot. Do we still have active gateways? That's the question now. Oh, my. Disruptors. Disrupting absolutely everything. Kind of blowing it up as we go. That is... that may be the saving grace here for Zoun. All these continuous Disruptor shots. Finding their mark and being able to put Bunny back into a horrendously low army supply position. That is active, of course. Most of the army supply right now is in these barracks right now being produced. It may seem equal, but ultimately I don't think it is. A lot of the supply as well is these medevacs, of course. We have 11 medevacs. Oh, God. Well, yeah, I think that may be it, guys. I think that may be it. Multiple Disruptor shots time and time again, just coming in here, being able to clean up this army from Bunny and take it down. Wait, is it it? Is it it? Well, I mean, the army is slowly being shot out, isn't it? Zoun is losing momentum. He needs some way to reinforce this, but will he be able to find it? Good Disruptor shot once again. Really clean micro overall. What is coming in here for Zoun? We need to take a quick look. Is it just probes? Okay, no, it is actual gateway stuff, but it looks like it's gonna be not in time. And now it looks like Bunny once again has secured his main base, while also maintaining a planetary, maintaining another planetary, and a orbital command center, who's gonna sit back up here again. Because you know what? Why not? It's where he feels most comfortable. It's his home planet place. It's his own little place on this map. He may have to fly over at some point, though, of course. Maybe over here, grab some more minerals, something like that. Maybe even over here. I wouldn't mind it too much. Just to have a place where you can set up those Liberators, and then as soon as Zoun tries to attack you somewhere else, you can immediately try to punish him as well. Okay, Liberators immediately, once again, getting jumped on here by Zoun. Needs to be very careful, of course. Those are some small timing windows, but he is catching whatever he can. Another Disruptor does get picked off as well, though. Alright, will this be enough now for Bunny? The army supply is looking very much in his favor this time around. Coming in again into this ramp area. Only a single Disruptor ready to take pot shots at this force. The Liberators are further backwards, though, so they're not maintaining a very clean engagement here for him. Or as clean as it could be, but it may not matter. It may not matter at all. As this base will fall now. Puts Zoun back onto, well, a single mineral patch right now that's available. 105 minerals still on that patch. He wants to grab this base again. He's trying to. Already a scan goes down, so Bunny is aware of that. This is coming down in the production right now. We'll be able to go over there momentarily, I would say. Shot that base down as well. He's gonna lose his Liberators once more. Zoun really on top of picking those off, but ultimately the bio is where it's at right now. That's the real danger, and there's no real answer to it anymore. It looks like Bunny no longer has to be pulled apart between his own base and the offensive. Will be able to start jumping his Marines and Marauders sideways to avoid the Disruptor shots. So, well done there. Bunny takes game number 1. Game number 1. Not bad. Not bad at all. So, especially considering how that game started off, right? It really wasn't the best overall. But, hey, I mean, it worked out in the end, so. Alright, Zoun map. Let's see. See what Zoun wants to be playing on. And host it up. Host it up. He got very close there a couple of times. Honestly, I really thought it would be going into Zoun's favor, as he was on top of the barracks, on top of all the production facilities off of Bunny, with Disruptors there as well. I suppose the benefit of being on top of the benefit of having the production kind of spread out like that, and then having an army with Disruptors on top of it for the Terran point of view, is pretty much that you're already pre-split the moment your stuff gets out, right? It's not like they're just gonna stack up on top of each other, get shot by a single disruptor shot, and then, well, tough luck, tough luck. Usually not the case. Usually not the case because they're all absolutely everywhere. It's like a continuous surround. As long as the production timing kind of lines up nicely, which it did. It definitely did. And not great targeting there from Bunny continuously as well, right? Very important to make that happen as well. Maintaining the firepower onto the disruptors, shooting them down one by one, and helping out the situation very, very much in that regard. Anyway, let's see. We are in game number 2. Didn't quite go his favor the previous time, even though he had a marvelous start. Some great control as well with those disruptors. Let's give it up for the Blue Protoss from Team Alpha X. He is Zoun. And his opponent in the red, he is from Team NV. Actually Team NV. He's not just there for the waifus, he's actually on Team NV. Anyway, he's the red Terran player. He is Bunny. Bunny. Follow the waifu around a little bit. It's still a mystery. You know what? I could ask Bunny actually what this, what the anime girl is about. I'll try to do that if he wins this best of 9. You know, don't wanna disturb the flow overall too much of the show match, the best of 9. So yeah, if we get the opportunity, we'll ask him, right? I won't ask him if he loses, because that's always a little of a sour moment in a sense, right? Don't quite feel about discussing other things at that moment in time. Don't really want to talk about a loss either, I suppose, but ultimately, well, yeah, I guess it depends on in which type of fashion he loses as well, right? Double supply depot wall block here is going to try to keep some stuff hidden. That SCV, very low, a little bit unfortunate with his pathing. Had to pretty much go on the opposite side of the wall there, but couldn't find his way over. Got a little bit lost. Let's see how he maneuvers this SCV back home right now. I think the probe is looking for it as well. Or maybe the probe is just... Yeah, look at that. He is definitely looking for it. Trying to see. Maybe that will be making a starport here, of course. That could very well be the case. Very likely for something like that to happen, of course. Not right now, obviously, right? Because we need the factory to be completed, but... You can have that SCV move out already, pre-set up in a location. Somewhere over here is a very good spot indeed. Even over here, you know, just get your medevac out as the Hellions are already moving across, and the Hellion timing just hits so much quicker. Now, is it going to be Hellions? It will be Hellions, alright. But with a medevac from the main base. So it arrives a little bit slower overall, but ultimately... It still hits very, very hard. It is still a very strong build that does manage to do quite a bit of work. We didn't have music on that. Is something I just realized. I know my voice is kind of like music, guys, but you know, you can ask for it as well if you want to. This is your thing. Oh, look at that! First blood. That's a dead probe. The gladiatorial probe that did manage to combat the SCV earlier on, and now we're seeing these two Hellions here. Maybe he's going to be under the impression that he, in fact, will still be getting medevac somewhere, but instead the Hellions just kind of run in here and get killed off. Alright, so it's not really a Hellion drop, as I figured out. It's going to be the Widowmine drop, with an armory added in as well, so... And this could be dangerous, but ultimately, I mean, Zoun, what does he have? He has Phoenix. He has a single Phoenix right now, needs a couple more, of course. As long as he keeps those Widowmines from going into the ground, he should be good. So needs these Adepts as well, immediately on point, everything on board, all hands on deck, to stop these Widowmines from going into the ground. Because if they do, that could become quite a problem. He would need to make an Oracle, or he would need to wait for his Robo to finish up. Alright, there we go. 2 Widowmines in the natural. Oh, that is abysmal. Already having been burrowed right now. The other two, okay, one of them does get picked up here. The other one does manage to get out of the medevac and into the ground as well. And now we're in a very awkward situation where these are going to go off again momentarily. Let's wait and see how much they're going to get. Oracle is being produced, but we're going to have to see another split here from Zoun. Otherwise, he may lose quite a couple of those probes. He's not splitting here. Okay, there we go. That's an okay split, actually, in the main base. Let's see what happens here. Are we going to see a retarget, or are they going to go for the gas? It's the gas. Wow, that is some stellar micro right there from Zoun. Very impressive. Zoun doing some amazing overall control there. And something that you don't really see all that much in this type of fashion. Normally, once the Widow Mines are in the ground, it turns out you're a little bit late to micro, but Zoun proving us all otherwise, right? He's just like, oh, no, you can make this work, actually. Oh, more Widow Mines. 2 more Widow Mines. Alright, well, he has an Observer now. The Oracle here, of course, as well, with Revelation. We'll be able to help out another Widow Mine in this medevac. He's trying to get away. Well, it's not getting away, is it? Ever. Anytime soon. And more Widow Mines. Man, Bunny really going ham on this one. Really continuing the Widow Mine production. Almost up to a point where I'm like, alright, well, it would have very much been worth it to get the Drilling Class upgrade here. Instead of the Drilling Class, of course, it looks like he just favored getting more Widow Mines. So he wouldn't have to put the factory onto a tech lab. You can still make a secondary factory, of course, as well. That is a possibility, but is it worth it? I don't know. Alright, more Widow Mines here. 3 of them into the natural base. The flying units were on the opposite side of town, so 2 more Widow Mines do go off. Ultimately, is this worth it? Is all the investing into getting these worker kills worth it for Bunny? I mean, he did kill 21 probes. That's a lot of probes right now. He kind of is slowing down Zoun overall quite a bit here, but at the same time, of course, he's donating a lot of his own resources as well. So if we look at the overall army count, it is quite heavily in favor for Bunny. Sorry, for Zoun. With like an extra 10 army supply, which is quite a lot if you only have like 25. And yeah, that's usually the opposite of what we see in a TVP, right? Normally, the Terran would have a bit of a supply advantage in this moment in time, and would be able to then facilitate somewhat of an attack. And of course, well, that's not going to be happening right now. Another Widow Mine right there. 2 more probes. It's a nice one, right? That's a little nice dent in the economy, further harassing these probe lines. Bunny's 3rd base also going across. We'll be trying to start some real mining there. Widow Mine gets picked off before it shoots again, it looks like, right? Yeah, that should go. Oh, whoa, no, it doesn't. Oh, 3 more go down. That is a nice one. Bunny not falling into the trap of the that Zoun has put out there as well. The Oracle trap not gonna get him caught out right now. We'll still be ready to move towards that 3rd base. Be in an okay position. I doubt that he's gonna be aggressive with this this unit composition. I mean, the 3 siege tanks still quite a force to be reckoned with if you get yourself in a good place as well. Oh, Zoun here getting a little bit aggressive as well. We've been seeing stats do this actually, or quite a bit. In a show match between him and TY as well. Just got really aggressive with low amounts of Colossi together with some sentries. Just kind of get what you can. Kind of like those Phoenixes right now. 7 SCVs. Getting what you can is pretty darn good if what you can get is 7 SCVs. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Alright, 4th base for Bunny. Will that be coming up momentarily as well? I mean, alright, let's take a look at these upgrades. He's already got the stim, the combat shields, and the +1 attack, right? A timing attack with... Alright, well, I guess it is actually happening here. He is moving across. His army supply did skyrocket rather significantly, though, to be fair. So maybe he will be able to get some work done. is going to even be able to get in here with a drop and pull away all these Phoenixes and the scouting forces of Zoun. And that means that these siege tanks pretty much have free reign for now to move across here. He's going to get himself right on the bottom edge of this map right now. Try to make use of that dead space there, perhaps a little bit as well. Should be a nice target though for the Phoenixes to fly in from here and then pick up some of those siege tanks. Alright, already in the simulator goes down. A couple of those probes as well. In goes Zoun. Will be trying to get rid of everything here. The Phoenixes with some great pickups. Man, he's so good with flying in those Phoenixes at the same time as his ground forces coming in as well. More pickups do occur here, and it looks like, yes, Zoun will be able to maintain his base right here very, very nicely. Some great micro overall. Shuts this down very, very nicely. And yeah, so as I was saying, right, you clearly saw Zoun coming in there very, very carefully with those Phoenixes. He is fan-bloody-tastic with his Phoenix control. He's a very micro-orientated Protoss anyway, right? He is a little bit of like a parting mixture with some stats in between as well. Maybe more so zest actually, rather than stats. Although we are seeing him play very defensively, right? More so like stats right now, in this game at least. So, yeah, he's a bit of a jack of all trades in a sense. Now, is he as good with all those things as his counterparts? I don't think so, necessarily, right? Definitely, probably some secure plays still going to go into favor for stats here, but ultimately, his control, the control of Zoun, is immaculate. It is quite something else. I wouldn't be surprised if that is actually one of the best controlling Protosses right now available. If not the best controlling Protoss. Anyway. It's not often you see a miss micro here from Zoun. Anyway, moving in again here. Gets a little bit of a delay on that 4th base for Bunny. Zoun behind this. I wonder if he's going to grab himself a 4th base as well. I mean, he did take 33 probe damage so far in total. But to be fair, that's kind of the turnaround situation of what happened last time, right? Last time we didn't see any damage being taken, and then Bunny still won. This time around, Zoun taking a lot of damage, and it looks like he may be in a really good spot. Oh, 2 Marauders on the backside right there. Being able to come in against those Colossi, and the Colossi all target firing those 2 simple Marauders instead of AoE damaging the front, but it doesn't matter. GG is called. Zoun ties up this series. And yeah, it turns out that ultimately there is such a thing as investing too much into the aggression. The Widowmine, sure, they got themselves a high number of probe kills in the end, but ultimately the investment of getting those Widowmines, getting those medevacs, and then losing them as well, of course, turns out not to be worth it in this case. Very, very clean play from Zoun, maneuvering himself through the muddy waters and keeping his head cool as well. Finding the opportunity to just kind of waltz in there with overwhelming forces as Bunny just lost most of his stuff across the map, right? Very well done, very well done. Alright, Romanticide will be coming up. Romanticide. Roadside as in like the... kind of like... as if it's like west side and east side, but then it's like Romanticide. Which would be a pretty cool, group, I think. Right, they're both ready. Let's go. Let's continue forwards. Also, what's up, Joke Lee? Joke Lee, am I saying that right? Probably not. Probably not. Sorry about that. What's up, though? Glad you could join us. We're watching some Bunny vs. Zoun. We're only 2 games in right now, and they've been performing rather nicely. Doing some great plays overall. Very curious what will happen with Bunny this time around. Is he gonna get aggressive once again? Is he gonna get himself into trouble? Widowmine drops? Hellion drops this time? I don't know. Zoun has been on top of things though. He's been playing a very careful way. And it's been working out for him. No timing attacks, no real aggressions. He's just playing straight up macro. He's been getting a lot better with it, it seems. He's in the bottom right side, the blue Protoss. He is Alpha Axis. Zoun. And that on its own is quite quite a exciting thing, isn't it? Seeing Zoun ramping up with the macro plays instead of just continuing forward as a timing-based Protoss. Anyway, his opponent right now in the red, it's the Terran. Top left side, he is Bunny. Okay. Zoun, once again, not leaving things up to chance, will send that probe in to get a scout, get the confirmation as to what is happening here. We'll see a very regular opening here for Bunny. I would expect the Reaper expand, but it could also be, of course, the Marine into a quicker factory after the command center. Could be the case here as well. I would assume so, right? Yeah, command center, and then we'll get ourselves the factory afterwards. A little bit earlier because we're saving up the gas right now, right? Gonna have a bit more to work with once we have the factory, which, I'm still wondering if Bunny is gonna try to do the Widowmine drops again here. First round didn't quite work out for him with the Widowmine drops. He got very, very heavily held. Didn't get any damage done, really, but because of the economy he was building up at the same time, without Zoun actually being able to punish Bunny for, well, maybe being very greedy while not being able to harass at all whatsoever, he managed to still build up a big enough force to just kind of waltz over. Even though, you know what, I say waltz over, the game was incredibly close, to be fair, like, really close. Ah, the SCV hidden in the bush, trying to make himself starports. There it is. Ha ha ha, typical Terran. Okay, so, yeah. Little adept coming in as well right now. Just poking in, checking to see what's to see. Doesn't see too much. There's the Hellions. Oh, I love the Hellion drop, honestly. The Hellion drop is one of my favorite openings for Terrans overall. I feel like it just does so much. Like, it is so incredibly strong. And it just feels more potent than the Widowmine attack overall. Especially if you go in with 4, because even if you can then hunt down one of them, shoot down one of them, ultimately, ultimately you're not going to be able to get still enough of them to stop you from getting one shot. From stopping the probes from getting just instantly killed off. It's just a nice use of this shrubbery here as well, by the way. Trying to keep that starport hidden. Still pretty close to his own base as well, so we'll be able to fly back pretty early on. But yeah, this medevac definitely arriving a lot earlier than it would normally. And we can clearly see only 2 Stalkers right now available. Blink play also only halfway done. This is going to be a lot of damage right here being achieved. The Stalkers need to block the ramp. They need to block the ramp. Okay, 5 probes do get taken out so far. We still have the medevac, of course, to just ferry himself into the main base here. More Stalkers coming into play. There is a shield battery, so the initial shots here of the Hellions will not be helping out too much. Just sets up shop in the right side, and that's probably a good call. Something that you need to keep in mind, if you don't drop your Hellions somewhere where they won't start to shoot, well, as soon as you drop one, it's gonna start shooting, and then the next one drops, and that is gonna start shooting, and then the next one drops, and that's gonna start shooting. And that benefits the shield battery quite a lot, right? Because you're not one-shotting anything at that point. And that makes it a lot more difficult. Then you're gonna have to kind of move the Hellions around, back and forth, micro them so they won't shoot. And then have them all line up again. In which time, if you only have 3 of them, with one of them already in the orange, very likely that they're going to be picked off here. So, you know what, Zoun overall, I thought he was going to lose more. 7 probes in total did go down here, which is still a significant amount. I won't take that away from Bunny, but ultimately, was it as much as he was hoping to get in a situation like that? I'm not sure if that is the case. Right now, he is going to get pressured himself quite heavily here, it looks like. A lot of Stalkers available with the blink. Oh, that's already quite a few Marines being picked off. The siege tank may be in trouble as well. The SCVs are being pulled forwards. Not quite getting on top of the repair just quite yet. We'll do so right now. The siege tank is in a sieged up position, but the bunker is never going to get completed. Oh, it did get completed. No repair though in time. Oh! Another siege tank here in the main base, but not close by enough to actually get some real shooting going on top of those Stalkers. More being warped in right now. Zoun, how many gateways is he doing this off of? It's just 4 of them. And he is doing a lot with it. Just keeping 2 Stalkers at home as well, of course. Remember, those 2 Stalkers kind of stuck there trying to keep the medevac away. But he's doing a lot of work here. Let's see if he will be able to find more. That's the real question here, of course. Maybe get on top of one of those siege tanks, although there are 4 of them right now. Could make things rather dangerous. Needs to siege up that siege tank. Okay, Zealots on top of that siege tank on the top side. Stalkers on the bottom will be able to take that one out. Unfortunately, the one on the top side still gonna maintain its, well, 43 HP here. Which will be enough, of course, to keep it alive. Only 0 HP will kill a unit in this game, of course. Most common death, the case of the 0 HP. Stalkers. He's not done yet. He's not done yet. Can still get some more damage done. And I don't know if Bunny actually saw this maneuver. Maybe it's going to be too late when he does. Already losing that siege tank. Losing another SCV as well. And Zoun finding some real good damage overall. Continuing on here. Now there is... Oh, the Hellions did manage to squeeze on by. There is this aggression now coming in. The Stalkers actually. Most of them being picked off right now. And the Hellions, oh, juicy shots on top of those probes. Okay, good pull away. Does manage to kind of equalize the scoreboards again here. We're killing 9 of those probes as well. That was a crucial moment in time to make that happen. Cleaning up all of those Stalkers as well. That's not supposed to happen with you having Blink in that situation, right? Whenever the fight goes sour, you're supposed to just kind of blink away from this location. But ultimately, Zoun wasn't able to do that because he was preoccupied with holding off those Hellions. So an incredible little multitasking display right there for Bunny. Or kind of showing how you force your opponent elsewhere. And that was some really clean stuff, right? Either he would have been able to well, get a more favorable trade, perhaps, versus the Stalkers. Or he was going to be able to focus more so on the Hellions. And try to get damage done there. So yeah, I think Zoun overall, he needed to get those Stalkers out of the main base a little bit earlier on. Keep those safe. As soon as you kind of see those Hellions running, just kind of shift task your way over here as quickly as possible, and then you can truly focus on those Hellions. Maybe that would be the priority, right? Send a couple of Stalkers after the Hellions, and then shift-click your way out of here, and then go back to defending against the Hellions, because that's a lot of damage that could be coming in right there, and that could end the game overall, just a couple of those Hellions, of course. Burning away an entire mineral line in the matter of seconds. Alright. Now Zoun, he did manage to tech up here, right? He did manage to get himself onto Colossi tech. He's getting more gateways. But I would say he's behind right now. After losing all of those Stalkers. That was quite a hefty blow. There is the other robotics facility, the secondary one. So he needs to be careful not to have his army split up. See where his vision lies. He doesn't have much vision at all, actually. No observers available, it seems. Yeah, there's not a single observer right now. Needs to get a couple of those towards the front door of Bunny here. Make sure he knows when Bunny is moving out. With a mine drop on the right side. Looks like a Zealot just in time, but will not be able to see this. Oh, let's start moving it. I don't think that was spotted. Matter of fact, now coming in here, coming in hot, immediately pulling away those probes though. So that is very clean, a very good response overall. Gets one of the probes so far. A little bit of a Tango on the left side there as well. Widowmine in the main base gets a bit more favorable for trade. Zealots, though, also coming in, of course. We saw those positioning themselves earlier. 4 probes versus 5 SCVs right now. And Zoun is attempting to well, kind of do this stats-esque move out here with the 3 Colossi and a bunch of the sentries. See if you can shave off whatever you can and I mean, get yourself in a good position there. Is a disruptor here? This disruptor, I'm not quite sure if Bunny is aware of the disruptor there. That could become quite a powerful blow. Okay, it does move away, but ultimately still a very good engagement right there to start things off with for Mr. Zoun coming in right now with all those Colossi as well. The siege tanks weren't quite sieged up just yet. Needs to be careful, losing the main beef of his army, the beef of his stew. Those zealots, of course, very, very important to have in front of the Stalkers, in front of those Colossi to tank as much damage as possible. 3 zealots coming in hot again here. 1 single Widowmine trying to save the day, but not going to be enough, of course. There's 3 zealots. Great splitting once more as well from Zoun. And Zoun stabilizes back at home. That is probably the main deal right now. He's got himself this 4th base location also. 4th base location for Bunny. I mean, not too far behind. Making himself into a planetary right now. Already can start mining from that place. +2, +2. On the way here for Bunny's inventory. +2 weapons on the way for Zoun. Oh, Disruptor flanking. A little bit of action. Oh my god, that was a smart play, wasn't it? Jeez Louise. Zealots as well on the base right there. Really need to keep an eye out on this one though. These Colossi are going to go down. This could actually be quite a absolutely painful occurrence here for Zoun, as he now doesn't have that much AoE damage. 2 more Disruptors are on the way, but ultimately, will they be able to get there in time? Yes, they will. Okay. Will they get the shots they need though? That's, I guess, the next question. Alright. No. Bunny is moving backwards. He's okay with the trade right there, and I don't blame him. That was a pretty good trade overall. Finding the all the Colossi. Holding back the attack. Securing his 4th base. And securing the 3rd base as well against the run-bys there. So, well done indeed. And Zoun here. Zoun? I mean, that play, can we go back to think about... Well, I guess we can't. We're gonna have to... we're gonna have to see what happens here first, of course. Alright, Bunny moves away. So yeah, this play from Zoun over here. How he had his army set up with the Colossi and the Zealots and everything over here. And then you know that Bunny is going to be forced to stim and come in from this side, right? Try to get rid of this horse here, push it out. So if you then have Disruptors on this side, suddenly shooting some orbs... Oh, that's the Doom drop. Shooting some orbs on the other side. That's a very big brain play. Unfortunately, it did get spotted before it actually came into fruition here. And Bunny just jumped on top of those Disruptors before he actually jumped towards the main army of the Protoss right there. Very, very worthy efforts, but didn't quite work out. I think that may be stuff that we're seeing from his League of Legends career, basically, right? Setting up, like, ambushes like that. Very cool to see. Something you do a lot in League of Legends and such. Anyway, we have all hell breaking loose. Base of Zoun is going to go down. Another Doom drop here into his natural base as well. Zealots trying to gun down as many SCVs as well in retaliation on the other side, but he didn't lose as much at this moment in time. The Zealots, I don't know why they are going backwards here. I guess Zoun is just busy trying to keep his base secured. Did lose the Nexus now. Gonna send those Zealots in once again. 2 Liberators here. Gonna make life difficult for those Zealots right now. More SCVs, the better this is going to be. For Zoun here. The more he kills, obviously, usually a benefit, but I mean, now that the dust has settled, it definitely looks like Bunny took the upper hand in that entire engagement, right? Still ahead on workers. And has got quite a healthy army as well versus, well, not much. The 6 Disruptors right here. I mean, we've seen this situation in game number 1 as well, where, you know, it felt like Bunny just would have the upper hand overall. I think this is an even more heavy type of moment like that. It's even more favored in his way with the army count. And then again, we still have Disruptors. We still have Disruptors. Who knows? Who knows what they will be able to bring to the table here. More bio coming in on the left side as well as on the right side. Gonna make this very difficult for Zoun to keep everything going according to plan. Alright, was aware that this was coming in. Disruptors zoning away the bio forces. Actually doing an okay job there with just the purely Disruptors. Not bad at all. The drop coming in now for Bunny's gonna try to make this double pronged attack into a triple pronged attack. I'm not sure if we have any weapons available. It looks like a single, well, 2 DTs. Scan comes down though. We'll be able to be targeting those DTs relatively easily. Oh, that's a nice engagement right there with the Disruptors. Realizing there's more stuff there, most likely. Gets on top of it with Bunny being distracted. Doesn't find too much with the drop overall, but, I mean, it doesn't matter. It pulled Zoun apart, pulled him further away from where he may need to be with most of his units, right? Which is this top side. The mining base right now. The main mining base. Oh, watch out not to kill your own DTs. Some great micro here from Bunny so far as well. So as that Marauder on the high ground right now. Shooting away at probes slowly but surely. Okay, Zoun will be able to stabilize ultimately, but I mean, at what cost? His army supply is absolutely in shambles. Only 29 remaining. Going up to 30 here for a short, brief moment. Still has a lot of Disruptors. That is the real big benefit for him. Gets that medevac as well. That is always good to see. Not gonna let Bunny get away with too much here. Still has a Widow Mine in the main base also. That could be coming into play later on, of course. Although there's not that many more probes. He could set it up over here as well. And then just keep harassing that other mineral line there. DTs, need to be careful. There is a missile turret and a liberator. And yeah, GG. GG is called. Bunny takes game number 3 and once again regains the lead in this best of 9. He's playing pretty good. He's playing pretty darn good. Zoun, yeah. He was struggling there. He was definitely struggling. And, ooh, Zoun making a map pick that, you know what, we don't see from a lot of people. It's going to be Yahanata. Yahanata. Jagannatha. 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 Something like that. I don't know. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Right, they both want to go again. Let's not keep them waiting. Let's not keep them waiting, shall we? Continuing onwards. I'm gonna quickly grab myself some liquid. There we go. I'll be drinking that in the loading screen in a second. Oh man, Bunny, what a display of skill right there. Being able to just, you know what, multitask Zoun out of existence. In the top right side, we have a blue Protoss from Alpha X. He is Zoun. His opponent in the bottom left side is the red Terran. He's fighting for Team Envy. He is Bunny. Is he finally doing it? It looks like he may be doing it. Zoun has been scouting for this over and over again, though. Is he gonna scout it this time around? That's the question. Is he gonna send this probe across the field? Looks like he will be. He's making the gateway and the pylon in his main base as well, so he may be up to no good himself as well. Have to keep an eye out on that probe. It may not just be going across for scouting here. We may have ourselves a double proxy. Alright. Looks like Bunny will be going for the Marauder pressure with the concussive shell, most likely. I suppose it could be Reapers also, but less common. Could still work out. Let's wait and see if we get ourselves a tech lab on that second barracks. Once again, the probe does get a good scout off here. We'll be able to see what's going on. Okay, does get the Nexus on the low ground. Oh, he sees. He knows. Alright, Marauders. Of course, this is not an uncommon thing, guys. To still get your stuff in the main base, actually, and then going for the Nexus. It's not uncommon at all. Sometimes my imagination just kind of goes wild. And runs away with whatever I kind of want to see. Whatever I'm hoping to see. Alright, 3 Marines here. Look at that, getting spotted. Shield battery already on the way. Are we going to see a second shield battery? Yes, we are. Should be quite a useful thing here. Now, does Bunny know that this barracks got scouted? That's the real question, of course. I think he must have, right? That probe got really close there. Another shield battery. Okay, okay. Is this the way to deal with this? Just get more and more shield batteries. I mean, it would make sense to me, honestly. Pretty darn good structures. Careful not to move your stalkers too far away. Your micro will not be able to be made use of, so you need to kind of be in a good position straight off the bat. And yeah, it really doesn't look like there's going to be any headway made here, huh? That is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. Even with the SCVs being pulled here, this is not going to be able to do anything. This is not going to be able to do anything at all, and that's kind of heartbreaking here for Bunny. He's going to have to reassess the situation, move backwards, try to get himself in a different type of setup, in a different type of game here. Which is what he's trying to do, getting himself to second base right now, but that is incredibly delayed, of course. This basically has been him just kind of donating minerals, yeah, and gas. There we go. GG is called. The cheese of Bunny not quite working out. Getting demolished right there by Zoun. Zoun finding exactly what he needed to do. That means we're going into a very quick game number 5. You think that was because of the map choice, Jiganath? Jiganath just maybe not a place where Bunny wants to take these fights. I know that we've been seeing a lot of the disruptor play from Zoun, so you know what? Overall, Jiganath with those speed zones, disruptors could become a little bit more lethal as they just shoot forwards very quickly. You gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Alright, Oxide. I like how you can see that the players, they don't know exactly the spelling of the maps, the Korean ones, because they always have, of course, the Korean spelling in their own lobby, but then they need to tell me which map it is, so they try to just type it the way it sounds. It's always funny. It's always funny. Alright, go. We're going forwards. We once again are in a tied up situation. We're going into game number 5, and it basically is a best of 5 right now. 2-2. And yeah, it's all to play for, it looks like. We've seen some macro go into the favor for both of these players. We've seen some early game going into favor for both these players. It seems like we've got ourselves a really close match. Alright. So, in the top right side, we have ourselves a blue Protoss. Fighting for the Alpha X. He is Zoun. His opponents In the bottom left side, though, he is no slouch either. It's the red Terran. Making it all to play for. He is from Team Envy. He is Bunny. Very, very kawaii, of course. Right there. Yeah, Zoun knows. He knows. He needs to keep the scouting going. Once again, gonna go for this wall on the top side here. Does help out against certain run-bys for Hellions and such, right? Reapers, I suppose, as well. If they want to get in just through the front door and run this way, you'll be very able to just kind of warp something in here. Force them to get the further path around. Get 1 or 2 extra shots off onto them before they actually get on top of your workers. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Is that what I'm assuming what it's about? It does seem to be more so to hold back the Hellions. Right. Now, Stargate or Twilight Council? Stargate or Twilight Council? So far, I mean, we've seen, I believe, the Stargate working out a little bit better for Zoun here. So, ooh, hidden probe. Hidden probe right next to all the iron bits and pieces right here. The rusted pipes. Camouflaging the probe. I think that could be cool. A rusted Protoss skin. That could be cool as well. Huh. Right. What's going on here? We got ourselves a double barracks play. The probe came back in as well, actually. That's kind of funky. Trying to tank some damage for the adept right there, I would imagine. Stalker comes in to lay down more firepower. It's good. Start to get a bit dicey here. With some proper micro from Zoun, we may be able to see him actually get quite a bit of work done. As there's no safety bunker. But Zoun decides against it. We'll be moving backwards. He got some nice picks though, didn't he? He only got a single Reaper? Wow, I thought he had more than that. I thought he got more, like, I thought he got like 2 Marines as well, but turns out not to be the case. Yeah, Bunny too good at pulling away the herd units, I guess. Not bad, not bad. Twilight Council will be the way forwards here, full Zoun. And a very quick third, of course, is going to be the way for Bunny. Bunny just sticking to the Bioforces up until now, though, of course. So, it's not going to have that much staying power. It's not going to have any type of AoE anytime soon. It's not going to have the medeffects either to improve the staying power of those Bioforces. It's just going to have to go with raw glass cannon. Does a lot of damage, but it breaks very, very quickly. Can be snapped in half rather nicely by Zoun. But I suppose Zoun not going for the Phoenix, nor going for the quick Colossi here. Maybe benefiting that situation, right? The Stalkers don't do that well against the Bio. When the Bio is in high numbers in particular. And it looks like that's exactly what we're getting here, so... I'd like to see a reactor on this factory right now as well, actually. Get yourself the quicker double medevac and then maybe start doing drop plays, something like that. There is the reactor. Okay. The blink play, once again, gonna commence here by Zoun. We've seen him do some pretty good stuff with it, of course, on, I think it was Romanticide. Yeah, it was Romanticide. Unfortunately, did lose a couple, too many of his Stalkers. Don't think that's going to be happening here, though, as he will not be preoccupied with the Hellions in his own base. Marine Marauder. You know what? Every single stim, very important right now. Does not have those medevacs yet. So the more Zoun makes Bunny move back and forth between these two locations with stims, the better it's going to be. Very careful stim here from Bunny, though. Will not be going for a straight up full-on stim with everything. Oh, no, 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 no! Loses the Warp Prism! Oh, that's massive. Still with 3 Stalkers in there as well. That is as big as it gets. That is a bummer. That is a very rough situation right there. That's not supposed to happen there for Zoun once again. Kind of losing on the back foot with the Blink Stalkers here. I guess he still has the Observer to provide vision, so he knows where he can and can't go with his Blink Stalkers. But ultimately, that is a rough one. That is a very, very rough one. We'll not be able to reinforce this situation anymore. Oh my god, is he gonna get the next... Oh, the command center. He's committing to it. Is he gonna get it? He doesn't get it. Oh, that is so rough. Immediately just taps on out of there. I mean, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Interesting. So both these players now trying to be a little bit more cheeky in a row, and ultimately not quite working out. The Proxy Rex not working out, and neither did the Blink play there either. So yeah, Zoun there. That was rough. That was rough. Alright. We're gonna see what happens in the next one, of course. What map will be chosen here by Zoun. His options are Light Shade and Submarine. Light Shade or Submarine. We're getting closer to just no options anymore, of course. Submarine will be the choice. Alright. Man, that is so painful, seeing that, that command center just a little tiny smidge of HP remaining, and then just not quite being able to pull it through. That is unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. Oh, man. I thought he was going to get it. But even then, right, was it worth getting that command center in that situation? I don't think it would be. I don't think it would be. I think even then, you lose so many of your Stalkers. And they are expensive units. Stalkers are expensive units. They're not like Marines or Zerglings that you can just throw away nilly-willy. You need to actually obtain some value with these Stalkers, which is, you know, that's something you can do due to the blink and such, but yeah. It's a rough call. Rough call. Anyway, didn't work out. Moving on forwards. Here we are. Let me think this through. So Zoun, yeah, okay, yeah. We're on a 2-3 here in favor for the Red Terran player in the bottom right side. He is from Team Envy. He's Bunny. Brought his girlfriend's picture along with him. His opponents right now in the blue. He's the Protoss from Alpha X. Give it up for Zoun. New Protoss Hope. The man we put all our ambitions and Protoss dreams on. Will he be able to make it work here in this best of 9? I think if you are struggling here with Bunny, you're gonna struggle with a lot of the other Terrans as well. But we've seen him already taking out some of the bigger names, right? We've seen him take on Innovation, for example, in the GSL, just like that. Made it look relatively easy. Maybe it was also because Innovation was underestimating him and didn't prepare as much. And you bet you're behind that Zoun prepared as much as possible for those series. Did a lot of prep work. Had his team help him out as well with getting all the information and the replay statistics, in a sense, from the games of Innovation. Oh. This is what I wanted. Zooming in on the probe action. 1 probe, 2 SCVs. Okay, gets out of there. Nexus and Command Center, both these players once again looking for the macro game, cooking up the macro game. Now, honestly, I've always been praising Zoun's micro, but his Blinkstalker micro here, I have to say, he made some questionable decisions. He definitely made some questionable decisions. First on Romanticide, right? Staying in the base when he was trying to deal with the Hellions, and then just getting surrounded by SCVs in the bio, losing most of his Stalkers that way. And then now the previous game on Oxide, right? Losing all the Stalkers due to, well, trying to kill off a command center that he just barely couldn't get killed. I think that was like the sunken cost fallacy in a sense, right? It's where you're already investing so much into getting yourself the kill in that command center, and you're like, all right, well, I've lost a Stalker now for killing this command center. Let me just stick around here, kill it. And you're like, all right, well, I lost 3 Stalkers now. I really have to kill it now to make this still worth it. And then you just lose more and more. And you're like, all right, well, if I don't get it now, it's going to be done. And I've lost way too much. And ultimately, he doesn't even get it. It went from bad to worse to absolutely disgustingly awful. And that's what happens. That's what happens sometimes in a game of StarCraft 2. Alright, so Zoun so far just adding in 2 extra gateways. We're not seeing a Stargate nor a Twilight Council coming up so far. But with the extra gateways, you would anticipate the Twilight Council. Yeah, there it is. That's a proxy pylon here as well. Now, Submarine, we have seen Zoun do some cheeky adept aggression on this map as well. Don't put it past Zoun to just suddenly go for the adept glaive attack on this map. It's a possibility. It could just occur. It could just happen. Also, of course, I feel like this one match in particular, very important to keep things tied up. Because right now, if Bunny wins this game, he's going to put himself on match point. Match point is going to mean that he's going to be able to, well, maybe run away with this right here and right now. When Zoun still has to win 3 games in a row. No, wait. Yeah, 3 games. 3 games. That's a lot of games as we've just been going back and forth between these two. So, definitely needs to get this victory here. I feel like this is one of the more important matches usually. Especially in a best of 9 when things are this close. Are you going to keep it close, or are you going to actually let your opponent run away with the advantage right now? And put yourself in quite the stressful situation. Catching a couple of those SCVs, but losing some of his gateway forces as well. Just a single Stalker there. Start mining the gas on the natural, and more Nexi coming down as well. Starting to be produced, and okay, going straight into a Templar Archives here with the Forge upgrade. Still will be going for the Blink place so far, it looks like. As we have Bunny. Bunny not going for a very quick 3rd base this time around. So it looks like he's more so orientating towards a bit of a timing attack here. Did I just miss like Widowmine drops or something? No, I didn't. I mean, he's had the factory right here for a while, but he's not producing Widowmines. He's not getting himself medevacs really either. He's just been making more and more bio units. Peculiar. Alright, there's the Widowmines now. So, wouldn't be surprised with the upgrades right here finishing up. Those 2 Widowmines also coming in. That's when he's probably going to be coming out of this base, moving across the map here. Zoun is going to be able to see this coming relatively early on. But with his Stalker force, he's going to have difficulty actually targeting down units here, right? We don't have Concussive Shell, so that is good. Stalker's going to be able to maneuver themselves a little bit easier. But yeah, normally if this was like a siege tank push, right, you would be able to force the siege tanks to siege up now and again with those Stalkers, perhaps. And that's just not going to be the case here because, well, there's nothing really to slow down. This is just a mobile force that has a lot of firepower behind it as well. Storm is about to finish up though. That is completed right now. That is massive. So this is a very, very hefty force of Marines. Let's see the Storm. There is the Storm. Not quite hitting the mark though. Getting a couple of those Marines. But ultimately, I don't think that was enough. Has 1 more Storm remaining. The other turrets dealing quite a bit of a blow there as well. A lot of the Stalkers and such do get taken out. And only 2 Marines right there really getting hit by the Storm. The Warprism, where was it going? Drunk driving Warprism right there. Not finding a lot of benefit there. This is a Nexus that is not going to be surviving anymore. I feel like, once again, we're seeing a bit of a sunken cost fallacy here from Zoun, perhaps. Trying to protect a base that he already tried to protect and lost quite a lot of stuff over it. And yeah, now with the Storm, I mean, the Storm is a nice upgrade, but ultimately, he's not going to be able to find it. Any success with it, and GG is called once again. Bunny takes another game. Bunny's running away with the score right now, 4-2. That's putting him on match point. 3 games. 3 of them. 3 games in total need to be won here by Zoun. And, well, the first one is going to be on a map which neither of them have picked just quite yet. It will be Lightshade. Game number 7 will be being played on there. I think this would be quite a backset, perhaps, for Zoun in a sense, right? He's being looked at as a potential replacement for the top dogs in the Protoss race. Once a lot of them will be going to military service, but ultimately, if you're going down 5-2 versus Bunny, I mean, no blows to Bunny. Bunny is a really strong Terran player, but he's no real innovation. He's no real Maru, TY, something like that. You know, there's still bigger fish to fry later on than Bunny. Even though he does get very close to those top the top dogs, of course, the horsemen of Terran. Anyway, here we are again. Let's get that scoreboard settled. In the bottom right side, there's the blue Protoss. Needs to get himself 3 wins in a row. Will he be able to do it? Let's wait and see. He is. Zoun. From Alpha X, of course. His opponent from Team NV. He's the red Terran. Got himself in a very good spot right now. He is Bunny. Alright. Man, I really do hope Zoun is going to go back into the Phoenix play here. I feel like he's just getting a lot more success with that. The Storm play, I mean, I thought it was really great overall, but the spreading from Bunny was just too good. Just too good. Couldn't get anything to go into his favor there because of those splits. And then losing the War Prism with the High Templar in it. I mean, yeah, for somebody that I keep praising for his micro, he has unfortunately kind of not been able to deliver that very stellar micro that I've come to know and expect out of Zoun. Probe harassment once again. Is this the first Reaper expand that we've seen in this entire game? Or this entire series? It feels like it, huh? Still sending in the SCV for a scout as well, so... Oh, no. Actually, you know what? I'm mistaken. We've seen some other ones as well. It's just most of the time we get the Marine with the factory. Yeah, I'm pretty certain we saw a Reaper on the previous map as well, actually. Fairly certain, and then maybe another one as well. So maybe 3 games, which is half of the games, I suppose. No, actually, well, it's close to half, right? It's close to half since this is game number 7. Can't have 3.5, unfortunately, and it's dead. Oh, that's unfortunate. That was a great timing there, though, by Zoun letting the Reaper just, well, yeah, arrive kind of on top of the cliff. There being 2 cliffs to jump up to does make this more difficult for those Reapers to escape, of course. It's a very short distance as well, so it's not like you can get a bit more distance between you and the Adept over here. Because it is so short overall. So you have, like, whenever you jump, you have this little downtime and then a little bit of downtime right there. Giving more time for the Adept to just kind of shoot at you, in a sense. Interesting thing. Because the Adept wasn't too close to the ramp either, was he? Maybe if there was a little bit more space there, maybe the Reaper would have gotten away. with a single HP. Who knows? Who knows? Alright, so once again, we do have ourselves the blink play. So far, the blink play hasn't quite been able to prove as great for Zoun here. He's not been able to really make it go into his favor, I would say. I'm pretty certain when I say that Zoun only has won games off of the back with his Phoenix opening here versus Bunny. Which makes sense. Bunny is a very, very aggressive player. He loves to do the aggression. He loves to do the drops. He loves to do all this sort of stuff. Doom drops in particular, right? He's famous for those. So, yeah, ultimately opening up with those Phoenixes, I think, is just maybe the better way to play against Bunny, perhaps. Who knows? Who knows? But maybe Zoun is going to prove me wrong here. I mean, he is a very, very strong player, after all. He's going to get this Nexus scouted, though. What do we have going on here for Mr. Bunny? Mr. Bunny starting up the 3 barracks again. Regularly timed a 3rd base once more. And is incorporating siege tanks into his composition this time as well. So I think the siege tank play is going to be easier to be dealt with for Zoun here with his blink. I'm pretty certain, yeah, he has a robo as well, so he can start like 1 or 2 immortals as well in the production tab if he wants to. Help target down the siege tanks if need be. If the need arises. Forge charge as well on the way. Catch the Hellion. Beautiful explosions right there. I mean, it's a little bit of a slow game overall so far, but maybe that's a good thing here for our Protoss player. Maybe that is what he needs to have happen. Setting in 6 gateways, by the way. Still making probes, though. I'm pretty certain we're going to be seeing him still just continuing down the track of the macro. Templar Archives coming in now as well. Did he not make a War Prism? Yeah, he didn't make a War Prism. He just went for the 3 observers here. Oh, where's this other one? There it is. Almost getting the Raven. Alright, sees that there's no 3rd base right here. I'm fairly certain that he's checked all the sites right now. He's checked the main base with the Stalkers. Also with the Observer right here. He's checked this place with another Observer. I think this was this one as well. So yeah, he knows there's no 3rd base. And he's starting to position his stuff here a little bit further to the top right. I think this medevac there may have been a fake. Or maybe just trying to look for the observers, perhaps. There he goes. There is the train. There is the deadly path forward here for Bunny. He's gonna bank it all on this one attack right now. We do not have Storm available just quite yet. It's still way off now. Storm is gonna be okay against this, I suppose, but we saw how much it was a problem with Bunny's overall splitting skills. Now, with these SCVs here, maybe it's going to be a little bit easier. Still has shield batteries as well, of course. Storm's on the right side. Need to be careful. There's a War Prism helping out. 1 Storm already wasted, though. That's not a great Storm. We need to see a bit better than that. There's the Storm. It's, again, not that fantastic. Bunny really on top of his spree splitting here versus these units. The SCV's now trying to combat the High Templar there on the top side. The siege tanks having struggles to keep up with the overall bioforces, but the bioforce is definitely doing quite the number on the top side. Zealots on the front, on the north as well, coming in hot right now. We'll need to try and get them on top of those siege tanks. Another Storm does manage to zone away those Marines for a little bit. Is Zoun holding on here? I think he may be. I think he's slowly doing it here. There's more Marines still coming in, though, but the overall ball of death here for Bunny doesn't look that terrifying anymore. The Immortal definitely helping out quite a bit against those siege tanks, and it looks like, yeah, they should be manageable now for Zoun. Just continuously warping more stuff. Needs to watch out not to lose all those probes, of course. The Archon needs to be created as well, but this does seem like it's a manageable situation. Don't lose the probes. That's one of the main things right now. That's a win condition right now for Bunny, right? He needs to kill probes, and he did not manage to do it. So, wait, hold up. Hold that thought, though. He did not manage to do it just quite yet. He's killing 6 of them right now. He's in the main base again. You never can sleep on Bunny. He's always going to be busy somewhere, doing a big drop. Bunny and his big drop Balooza will be coming in hot again here. Well, if you fail once, try again, guys. That is the spirit of this one here. We do have that Archon available. We have 2 Archons available, in fact. There was Siege Tank in the backside, still working out very nicely. We have 1 Storm available. That Storm lands on a good cluster of those Marines, softening them up quite a bit. And I think, you know what, Zoun, yeah, it looks like he once again has done it. More Zealots warping in here. And that should be it. The Siege Tanks falls, and that should be a GG momentarily here, guys. Zoun still alive in the series. Still kicking. GG. Oh. Alright, Zoun. Still making somewhat of a comeback. Bunny, map, pick any map. The problem here, though, for Zoun is that this means that Bunny, still in match point, is going to have a full range of whatever map he wants to pick, right? It could be any single one of them, whichever he would desire. Now, to be fair, this map pool is not that unbalanced. It is being said that it may be the best map pool that we've ever had balance-wise, because a lot of people like it, no matter what race you're from. And interesting. Bunny going full Yaganatha. Yahanata. Interesting. Very interesting. Was not expecting this. This was a map that we don't see all that often. I hope Bunny realized that he could pick from the entire map pool. He didn't just forget that we've already played this map. I hope. He's not thinking like, alright, well, I can only pick this one, can't I? Can only pick Jagannatha. It's not the case, Bunny. But anyway. Here we are. Here we are. Map number 8. Map number 8. Can we get ourselves to an ace match? Zoun needs to get himself into overdrive right now. Overall, though, that fight in the previous game, very clean, very great stuff. Good execution with the storms this time around, maintaining distance between him and the siege tanks. Makes you wonder what would have happened if we just had more bio instead of the siege tanks there. The siege tanks not quite being able to follow up. Anyway, what an absolute marvelous hold right there from this blue Protoss. Will he be able to do it 2 more times? Get 2 more victories? Here we are. He is Zoun from Alpha X. And his opponent in the red, the Terran player from Team Anvi. He is Bunny. Alright, Bunny once again staying in his own base. Remembering the previous time he did try the proxy, didn't quite work out in his favor, of course. Immediately sending that SCV to combat the probe. He knows what it wants. He knows what it's up to. The probe brawl. Fisticuffed probe McGee. You're not going to delay anything here. Very unlikely that, of course, anything will be delayed here significantly. Somebody of Bunny's caliber shouldn't lose SCVs due to a probe. That would be quite horrendous. Alright, down does go a command center onto the low ground. Nexus a little bit ahead of the curve. Another assimilated does get built as well. Alright. Now this is these are the moments right now, of course. What are these players doing? It's getting very, very close. If we have Bunny losing this one, I would anticipate him losing the next one as well, right? You've just lost so much momentum that you've initially built up. You're going to be bumped out quite a bit, and like whenever you're in such a situation, at least for me, I know Bunny also a little bit of an emotional player now and again, but once you're in one of those positions where it's like, alright, well, okay, you can relax a little bit, you can calm down, and ultimately, all of a sudden, you lose like one and you're like, oh no, it's not gonna happen, right? I'm not gonna lose 3 games in a row. That's not gonna happen, right? Then you lose another one and you're like, oh god, oh god. You start to panic. It starts to sink in, being like, this is... Well, that would be horrendous, wouldn't it? And then, ultimately, just with a mindset like that, where you're kind of putting yourself on the back foot in a sense. At the same time, though, to be fair, it could be said as well about Zoun. Zoun perhaps here, maybe getting himself a little bit too cocky, a little bit too, think too high of himself, perhaps. It may be too big of a word, but ultimately, maybe getting too comfortable after getting 2 wins in a row and be like, alright, well, here we go, just one more. And try to eke it out with a little bit of a weird strategy. It looks like, actually, that may be what we're seeing here from Bunny. Now, I say weird strategy. This is drilling claws. This is quite a dedicated type of aggression. He still got himself that earlier command center. We'll have to wait and see when he gets his 3rd command center. But, I mean, we've been able to see him try something similar. And I believe it was game number 2. Yeah, game number 2. Was it game number 2? I know it's... No, it may have been game number 3, actually. Yeah, game number 3. Was it game number 3? I don't know. Anyway, the one with Pillars of Golds. Where we saw him continuously sending out Widow Mines every single moment. But it wasn't with the Drilling Claws, it was with the Armory. And at that time, I was like, you know what, at this point, I would like to see him get Drilling Claws. And another boon for him here is that we don't have Phoenix, we actually have Blink Stalkers. So the Blink Stalkers a little bit less overall capable of dealing with the Widow Mines, because you can't just pick them up and get rid of them instantly, right? They still have a good shot at getting into the ground, especially if you just boost past those Stalkers. It's very difficult to target down those Widow Mines before they actually get into the ground. So yeah, here we go. Alright, there's the med effect. No response just quite yet from those Stalkers. We need to see you pull away those probes. In a bit of trouble. 8 of them go down. Now, do we have any type of tech to reveal? Yes, we do. There's the Observer. Coming in. 8 probes did get killed off, and there's more stuff on the right side. It's just a little bit of harassment, but another medevac as well. So that could be proving quite a bit of a handful here for Zoun. 8 probes. 8 probes. Already some good shots, right? 9 probes in total, actually. Was it worth it? I'd say, yeah. That was, that very much felt worth it to me. Still has another medevac over here. Does he have a 3rd base, though? Yes, he does as well. 3rd base also already produced, getting itself into an orbital right now, as we're speaking. It's not bad at all. Is it going to be enough, though? More Widow Mines coming in on the left side. Oh, drop. That's okay. That could have gone worse. Where are the observers? Good blink away there. Setting off the trap. Where are the observers? Oh, there it is. It's coming in hot right now. Does mean that the left side may be a little bit exposed here. Medevac needs to hug this left side as much as possible, as there are a lot of Stalkers here. Ooh, yeah, only 2 Widow Mines come out. And not quite the blink away that maybe Zoun wanted to have, but... Oh, targets the probes. 4 of them go down. A little bit less worth, right? That was a lot more Widow Mines and the 2 medevacs as well right now. Recalling the Observer in order to get rid of those Widow Mines here. Just like that. No problem. No problem. Okay, Zoun, he's doing well. He's getting himself in a really good position here. Observer does get scanned, picked off. 5 barracks with the +1/+1 on the way also. Still making more Widow Mines here. Let's see what Zoun is going for. He's got the Robo. He's got the Robo Bay. And Charge on the way as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some Colossi here. With we do have extended Tumulons, right? Yes, we do. So yeah, maybe one more Colossi that should be produced and then immediately go into those Disruptors. Not the worst idea. He's making more Widow Mines. He knows how important... Oh, sorry, not Widow Mines. The Observers. He knows how important those Observers are in order to deal with the Widow Mines. Okay, Bunny trying to stay in the speed zone here on the left side. Looks like this time around, the Stalkers targeting the command center will be able to get it. Oh, just one more shot. Okay, it burns down. Bunny goes for the counter-offensive. Will be coming into the third base, of course. He's already losing his natural. So maybe wanting to get right on top of the production facilities here. Could be the same case for Zoun, though. Zoun getting a lot of work done already. 33 workers have gone down. Didn't lose much of anything just quite yet himself. A single recall here could take place. Let's see if that's what he's going to go for. Wouldn't be the worst idea. After taking out so much of the economy of his opponents. He's going to lose the Nexus, though. Can't lose too much more at home. What is his plan here? Is he going to try to recall these probes to the other base? Is that the idea? What is the idea? This is a rough one to call. There's no more energy on these medevacs right now. They are fully empty. They've run dry, and these HP pools not looking all too great for the Terran. The probes are just hiding for now. There's a single Colossus coming in to save the day. 29 probes did lose their life, though, in this battle. Oh, 30 probes did lose their life, though. 31 probes did lose their life, though, in this battle. These units do manage to squeeze themselves along the edge of the map and skedaddle on out of there. Now, was it all worth it there for Zoun? I don't think so. Now he's just kind of stuck on the one base. Another Widow Mine getting 2 more kills. I think, you know what, Bunny may have put himself in a very, very solid position here. I think Zoun maybe wanted to recall to his natural before he lost his natural, or even his main base. Did he not have to recall, perhaps? Did he recall like an observer at some point? I'm not completely certain, but it does feel that way. Alright, Colossi in the War Prison. Gonna try to get some harassment on himself. It's a scary thing to do, of course, with missile turrets already prowling along the coastline. Lurching over whatever he can get right now. Workers for Bunny. He's in the lead. Quite a significant lead. Yeah, Bunny can just kind of relax, take a deep breath. Realize that it's going to take a while for Zoun to recover here. Financially. And he may never recover financially. As Bunny comes in once again into the main base. Gonna pull Zoun apart even further. Zoun knows that there is very likely to be another attack coming in on the right side here. Leaves those zealots behind, but I don't think that's going to be enough right now for what is really coming into play. The Widow Mines may on their own be enough to already clean up those zealots. At least most of them. Great micro backwards, the stutter stab. Being able to deal with this rather nicely. The Colossi do shoot down the Widow Mines. Of course, not the most important target at the moment. Oh, even saves one of them. Very good pickup there. Nice micro from Bunny. Realizing there's no Stalkers there. Identifying the situation and being able to safeguard a bit of extra money with those Widow Mines. Alright. Now Zoun, honestly, I feel like he may just want to tap out and go into the next one. Of course, no longer a possibility here for him. He's taking quite the beating, and it's not going to end anytime soon here. Needs to get himself somewhat of an army, somewhat of a force to contest his opponent with. May even want to consider reclaiming this main base right now. It's still quite a bit of minerals here. 700s, 800s. Yeah, still a good 3,000 something. Around that ballpark. Okay, getting a cancel on the third base. That is big. That is big. That's a great move there for Zoun. It's one of the ways that he needs to punch his tickets to try and get himself back into line to perhaps win this game. War Prism. That could go down. Yeah, that's going to go down. Alright, Disruptor. We've seen Disruptors do very well so far already versus Bunny. Getting another good connection right there. Straight off the bat. Is it going to be the sign of what's to come here? That's the question, of course. So be careful, Disruptor. Almost going to have another shot here. Single Colossus does fall, and one more remains. Disruptor. It's going to get taken out very quickly here. Zoun on the run. He's going to have to try to get back home. Will not be able to do so. GG is called. Bunny